Good morning. My name is Sudarmo. I would like to present my paper entitled Towards Collective Action in Conflict Resolution on Environmental Impact due to Coal Mining in Indonesia. This paper discusses the Indonesian government's policy to meet energy needs and its consequence on government encouragement for coal exploration. This study also discusses the socio-economic and environmental advantages and disadvantages of coal mining. Furthermore, the study discusses the conflict that occurs due to coal mining and looks for solutions to these conflicts and disadvantages. Introduction. The Indonesian government made coal part of country's core energy policies in the late 1970s. The Indonesian government has formally determined large-scale coal production to meet economic initiative. Government Regulation Number 79, year 2014, concerning energy policy targeted achievements in the supply and utilization of primary and final energy. Achievement is to be accomplished through the fulfillment of primary energy supply of around 400 million tons and 1,000,000 tons of oil equivalent in 2025 and 2050 consecutively. The regulation stipulated that to achieve the target, the role of coal will be at least 30% and 25% of the total primary energy supply in 2025 and 2050 consecutively. This figure shows that the Indonesian government still highly leases coal in its core energy policy. Methods. The study uses documentary research method. It is conducted using official documents and personal documents as the primary sources of information regarding the trend of coal reserves and resources for exploration, advantages and disadvantages of coal mining, and its environmental impacts. All data were analyzed with the intent to propose solutions to problems and challenges that mitigate coal's energy benefits. Results and discussion. The Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources has decided to increase the national coal production target from 550 million tons in 2020 to 625 million tons in 2021. This additional 75 million tons of coal production are for export and do not subject to the domestic market obligation sales. Thus, the government encourage coal mining companies to increase their production to achieve the government's target. Massive coal exploration is clearly this economic motive despite the accompanying negative externalities. Coal mining in the short term has positive economic impacts. This includes jobs and business opportunities for residents around the mining site, increased profits for local residents due to higher price difference between the sales of land purchased by mining companies than the price of other lands around the mining site, even though the actual selling price of land is still very low, and increasing local revenue and local economy. On the negative side, because coal mining attracts migrants to come to work in the company and live for a long time in local boarding house, the situation encourages prostitution. Even after several months of year of operation, mining companies quit their activities, close the site and leave. Residents around the mining site who have sold their land to the company and become workers in the company immediately lost their jobs and sources of income. In the long run, residents will lose out due to step switching costs once the mining company leaves. Furthermore, the company often recruits workers from outside the area so that job opportunities for the residents around the mining site are limited. Coal mining seems very profitable economically because it does not consider negative externalities in the total cost equation. More for illegal coal mining of companies are still operating. Coal mining causes several negative impacts on environment and human lives. First, the creation of dangerous large coals that are not managed adequately. The extraction of coal deposits has resulted in pits that require land reclamation and revegetation as required in the environmental impact analysis documented by mining companies. There are at least 168 people died because of coal accident in the period 2014 up to 2020. Second, there are significant changes in the level of soil fertility, topsoil and subsoil removed for a long time and then put back in the hole, result in changes in the soil fertility level because high rainfall reduces or even eliminates some of the nutrients in the soil needed by plants due to leaching by rainwater. Finally, coal mining causes agricultural production to decline. Third, on the list include water and air pollution along with associated health problems. Transporting coal through unpaved roads result in dusty air. Similarly, the rivers around the mining site are polluted and cause itching, and flying dust causes respiratory problems, especially for children and elderly. Why conflict? The impact of coal mining on environment ultimately causes conflict between mining companies and local residents. Even some companies with a maximum profit-seeking motive do not have the document of environment impact analysis and official permits. The destruction and pollution of the environment are getting out of control. Conflicts between mining companies and residents occur because the the distance between the mining site and the residence settlements are relatively close together so that it disturbs the residents' interest. Community plans are damaged as a result of being affected by coal mining or land purchased by the company, but they do not receive adequate compensation. Mining companies and all local governments do not effectively communicate the existence of mining site to residents, and many environment impact analysis documents were not made through the public consultation because the documents are only formality to obtain a mining permit from the local government through bribery. This facts show there are differences in interest, school, excessive economic motives, poor communication, and the absence of citizen involvement in decision making. These failures causes conflict between coal mining companies, local government, and company members and community members. Resolution: because environmental pollution concerns the shared interests and goals of diverse stakeholders. Collective action-based conflict resolution needs to be carried out. Collective action emphasizes in the involvement of a group of people who willingly engage in a mutual action to pursue common interest and set goals. It can be done openly by group of members or institutions in the form of activity coordination or information sharing or the development of institutions. If environmental damage is a common problem, therefore its solution requires joint action of various stakeholders involving government, coal mining entrepreneurs, affected local communities, economists, environmentalists, geologists, and energy and mining experts. They need to meet together in a dialogue forum to define complex problems and look for acceptable problem-solving alternatives to all without creating any new problem. Thank you.